Hello everyone. I have to apologize. I gave you a video yesterday, to watch today, I should say, on the modern theater, which we aren't going to do until after Antigone is over. So this is actually going to be your last video for this week. This is going to be the last review for the Antigone test. I'm not going to go over the actual questions out of the book unless I have time. I'm going to go over some other questions that I have written out for you to take notes on and study. Thursday, I'm giving you a day just to study. So Friday, when you take your test, you should do well on it. So during the early Greek theater, sound was amplified by using large masks. Excuse me. The men were the original actors in the early plays. The leader of the chorus was called the choragus. And Sophocles, can't even say it right now, Sophocles, as we said earlier, wrote Antigone. I am not talking right, it's too late. Antigone is the story of the ill-fated house of thieves. Oedipus' killing of his father begins one of the literature's most famous examples of dramatic irony. The Muses were originally a vague group that considered the patrons the poets. Patrons were the poets. The source of the conflict in Antigone is pride. Antigone is headstrong and unafraid, even at the possibility of being stoned to death. Creon's cynical belief that even the wise can be bribed hints at his paranoia. Now, these questions may sound a little strange, but if you study these questions and know these questions inside and out, you will have no problem taking the test on Friday. As I continue, the rising action of Antigone begins with Antigone's reaction to Creon's decree. Antigone is determined to bury her brother since, according to traditional religious rites, not doing so would condemn his soul, his ghost, to wander around forever aimlessly. The exposition of Antigone is when Ismene summarizes the Oedipus legend in the play. Ismene is motivated mainly by fear. The Greeks had many gods, however, the choragus usually refers to Zeus when they're talking about the gods. The citizens of Thebes are repelled by Creon's barbaric treatment of Polynices' corpse. Antigone defends her actions by following God's law. The attitudes that Creon seems to take toward women is that he believes women are inferior to men. Antigone is compared to a mother bird whose young have been taken away. Both are grief-stricken. The first ode was about the human strengths. The second ode was about fate and vengeance of the gods. The third ode is about the power of love. Sophocles tells us what happens to Antigone, Haman, and Eurydice by a messenger. Now, are there two tragic figures in Antigone or only one? If you think there's only one, who is it and why? This is a question I want you to answer and send to me the answer. It is sort of your opinion, but you have to support it with your with work. Or if you think there's two, who are they and why? How did Creon change during the play? Okay, he started out pompous and then he changed to being a paranoid person, etc. I want you to give me a couple details of that. I want you to do that. This is your homework for tomorrow. Okay. How did Antigone change during the play? Be specific with that. What errors in judgment does Creon make in the course of the play? It's another question I want you to answer for homework. So I will exempt you from taking notes on what I gave you, but I want you to give me these answers. Are there two tragic figures in Antigone or only one? If you think there's only one, who is it and why? If you think there's two, who are they and why? How did Creon change during the play? How did Antigone change during the play? Also explain the myth of Danae that is alluded to in Antigone. Those 3 questions, 1, 2, 3, 4 questions, I'm sorry, are essay questions that I want you to be specific about. One more, not as involved as those questions are, is what errors in judgment does Creon make in the course of the play? And also, violence is common in Greek myths. Okay? If you do that, do those questions, send them to me tomorrow, then I'll give you a response. And Thursday, all you have to do is study all that information, and you should do perfectly fine on the test on Friday. All right, so this is the last video until we begin the next play. Have a great night.